Well, the border, my relatives used to all work for the local Protestants here, all the big farmers, all the respectable people. They weren't involved in anything, but they're all involved in smuggling. And what they had was the Catholics doing the smuggling for them. And I remember one story was told was hilarious. There was a boy called down there, he's dead and gone now, so it doesn't matter. A man called George Coulter and a wife, and had no family. An uncle of mine, and another man called Packy Dowd. They used to bring the cattle across the border and all. Your man, Dowd, what do you call him? George, what the fuck did I call him? George. Oh, he had a big farm of fucking 140 acres, and he eventually sold him and her moved to Tyrone, and they divided the farm, sold the farm into two bits. George Coulter, and he used to go up around the south and all the rest of it, and he had a car and a van and all that. He used to buy the cattle, and the two bios would be brought along with them, and he'd come with them as far, come within 2 or 3 miles of the border, and then they'd be left there till dark. It'd come on, and he'd have a hurricane lamp, and they'd all have to head across the mountain there with the cattle, one of them on a tow, and that's the way. But the bit that I wanted to tell you about this one was, when they arrived at Coulter's house, which was down the road there about 2 miles, the local police were waiting all in the street in the hay shed, and they had a flash lamp, and they counted the number of cattle, and they got paid the bribe money for clearing the road. And that was the way things were. There's no point in trying to deny it. The police were taking the bribe for the smuggling. So that's fucking what went on around. What I can recall from the board. And when I was growing up here, 12 or 13 years of age, Sunday was the big day. Smuggling fucking cattle were just coming across the border there, or going or whatever it was. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew, oh, such a one, Peter's bringing the cattle across the day, and there was patches on the river there. You see, in the summertime, the water would be low, only at that depth, you know. The cattle would just drive across. and pigs and everything.
But I think everybody was used to there not being a border, and so when it happened, people just carried on doing what they were doing.
What they always do.
Or else bent the rules to their advantage.
Well, you see, there was nearly, except for the local cops there was down there in Derlin, and so they couldn't hardly say too much what they were at. You know, there's a turn of blind eye most of the time. You know, somebody blabbering in the court, what are you talking about? Sure, you taking bribes of my uncle for smuggling. But that's the way it was, and what I can recall when I was growing up here and young, there seemed to be a good relationship between the RUC and Catholics and Protestants when I was young.